In September 1974, Jack and Janet Smurl, along with their two young daughters, moved into their dream home on Chase Street in West Pittston, Pennsylvania. It was a spacious duplex they shared with Jack's parents, John and Mary. The plan was simple: to build a warm, multi-generational family life. But what no one told them was that this house carried a dark history that real estate records failed to mention. Within just 48 hours of unpacking, the very air inside the house began to shift, and the Smurls realized they were not alone in this property. It started with a smell, a pungent, nauseating stench of rotting meat that would suddenly fill the kitchen and vanish in seconds. Jack inspected the pipes and walls for dead animals, but found nothing. Then came the physical manifestations. In the hallway leading to the bedrooms, Jack noticed a thick, oily black stain seeping from behind the wallpaper. He repainted the wall 3 times, and every single time, the stain returned within hours, as if the house itself was bleeding a black, acidic bile. By the winter of 1975, the appliances began to act with a mind of their own. Televisions would burst into static and blare at maximum volume in the dead of night, even while completely unplugged from the wall. One night, while Jack was shaving in the bathroom, he saw a massive black mass in the mirror, over 7 feet tall, standing directly behind him. It wasn't a human ghost. It was a void of darkness that seemed to swallow the light around it. Jack spun around in terror, but the room was empty. The entity was no longer content with just watching. It began to attack. One night, Janet was jolted awake by a cold, rough hand grabbing her ankle and violently dragging her toward the foot of the bed, while her husband watched in disbelief. The young daughters began complaining of a hidden man whispering to them from inside the walls and scratching at their bedroom doors. The attacks became personal and violent. Jack was violently pushed down the stairs in an incident that nearly took his life. The family dog, who used to bark frantically at empty corners, was suddenly hurled against a wall by an invisible force. The family lived in a state of constant siege, often sleeping in one room surrounded by crucifixes. However, the entity grew angrier with every prayer. Crosses were ripped from the walls and shattered by unseen hands. In 1986, after years of silent suffering, the family reached out to the world's most famous paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Upon entering the house, Lorraine immediately felt a bone-chilling cold and a suffocating darkness. She later told the press her famous diagnosis: "This is not a human ghost. This is a demonic entity that has never known mercy." The Warrens captured electronic voice phenomena, EVP, inside the house that were truly chilling. Animalistic growls and profanities in ancient languages that the family didn't even recognize. The case was diagnosed as demonic infestation. A priest was summoned for an exorcism, but the entity retaliated with unprecedented fury. The entire house shook violently, and deep scratches appeared on the priest's body during the ritual.